Batson, and a surprise exotic animal.
The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Muffin bottoms, marionette lights, moles.
That's a little more than a Marilyn Monroe mole.
The doctor's solutions to your most embarrassing issues that start with
The letter M.
Is there any way that I can make my mini lashes longer?
mini lashes,
You want more,
Yeah.
right?
mini breasts,
Is there a age at which whatever you have, that's what you have?
and your embarrassment. Today on The Doctors, we're changing everybody one body at a time.
Welcome to The Doctors. From muffin bottoms, mini lashes, moles, to many more problems, we're talking about your most embarrassing issues today. And in case you didn't guess it, the letter M is a big part of our show. So we're going to give you solutions to fixing those problems and more. But I want to ask everyone, have you ever heard, clap your hands if you've heard of Clostridium difficile.
I have.
Not a lot of people. I'm going to explain.
C. diff.
I'm going to explain to everyone why you should know this term. So there's something called C. diff colitis. It's caused by the bacteria Clostridium difficile, which is very difficult to say.
Yeah.
But this is a bad bacteria that basically takes over your colon, causes severe diarrhea, life-threatening problems. It's becoming more and more common in the hospitals of our country. It's more common in folks who've been on numerous antibiotics recently.
You even see it in kids, too. You know, it happens a lot.
It really is one of those things. If someone comes in now with severe diarrhea, fevers, it's one of the first things we check for. This is why we're talking about it. The new potential solution, a poop transplant. What? And what I mean is they are taking...
I don't know.
Yeah.
And this actually, if you think about it, okay,
the donor?
So let me explain how this works, because bad bacteria takes over your colon. And the way to get good bacteria back in there is they're taking fecal matter from a donor and literally up through the rectum, implanting it into someone else's colon who's suffering with C. diff colitis. 90% success rate in the experimental cases so far.
That's pretty good. I mean, this is one of the reasons why we talk about probiotics, you know, replacing the good bacteria if you're taking antibiotics or something, and that might help prevent C. diff.
In the first place.
In the first place. But, wow, when I read about this poop transplant, or transpooption...
And, well, do you get a pick?
Wow. Yeah.
Like, I would, you know, there are some people, no offense, I'm looking on the audience, and some of you guys, I wouldn't want your poop. Some of the nice ladies, I'd take
a lot of yogurt. Any one of your
I know
poop.
exactly what
But,
you're
you know, maybe it's a good idea to maybe build up your own supply. Go to the poop bank, deposit it. That way, if you ever need it,
That's a good plan.
I actually think that's a good idea.
Store your own poop before you go on the antibiotics that are known to cause this problem.
Instead of a blood bank, you have a poop bank.
You know what?
Yeah.
New business.
All right, yeah.
All right.
The reason that we're discussing this is because it is becoming more common, and why it's such an interesting bug is the way that oftentimes you get C. diff colitis is because maybe you've had to be on antibiotics for a severe life-threatening illness.
Yeah.
You know how you treat C. diff colitis right now? More antibiotics.
Yeah.
That's why this is an intriguing
It's getting
concept.
harder to treat. One problem is, though, there's other diseases that can be transmitted through the poop.
You're right.
HIV, mad cow, things like that. And
We've
so
all
it's
seen
not
it in patients. I mean, it's a serious problem.
Oh, yeah.
So-called membranous colitis that you get. It's very messy and it's very tough to get rid of.
But very different. I do want to clarify, a fecal transplant is very different than when we talk about a liver transplant or a renal transplant, because it is going into your colon that is connected to the outside environment. It's not like another transplant where you'd have to go on immunosuppressant medications or anything like that. So
it'll just flush right through you eventually.
Well, let's flush the poop.
Okay.
Let's move on to something really important like cosmetic surgery.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, you know
to bring that up.
well, more and more doctors out there are pitching, come get your eyes done, come get this done, no anesthesia. That's the big new thing.